China is turning mountains of waste into valuable resources using incredible new technologies. Across the country, old electric car batteries are being transformed into the raw materials needed to build new ones. Broken solar panels are being taken apart to recover valuable silver. Even demolished buildings are being crushed and turned into roads instead of ending up in landfills. What looks like garbage is becoming one of China's most valuable resources. And it's creating a recycling industry unlike anything the world has seen. As the world's biggest manufacturer of electric vehicles, solar panels, smartphones, and buildings, China is facing a challenge no country has ever experienced at this scale. Millions of products that powered its economic rise are reaching the end of their lives. And instead of treating them as garbage, China is turning them into one of the biggest industrial opportunities of the 21st century. By 2026, recycling is no longer just about protecting the environment. It's about securing valuable raw materials, reducing dependence on imports, and creating an industry worth trillions of dollars. Every dead battery, broken phone, demolished building, worn-out shirt, and bucket of food waste has become part of an enormous industrial system designed to recover value instead of throwing it away. By the end of this video, you'll understand why what looks like trash is becoming one of the most valuable resources on Earth, and why China is investing so heavily in technologies that can recover almost everything. Let's dive in. One of the most valuable mines in China isn't underground at all. It's sitting inside old electric vehicle batteries. At first glance, a used EV battery looks like nothing more than a heavy black box. It seems completely useless once it can no longer power a car. But inside that battery are some of the world's most sought-after materials: lithium, nickel, cobalt, manganese, copper, aluminum, graphite, iron, and phosphate. These are exactly the materials every major automaker desperately needs to build the next generation of electric vehicles, instead of digging deeper into mountains to mine these elements. China is learning how to recover them from products that have already been manufactured once. The recycling process is surprisingly sophisticated. Every battery is first collected, identified, and carefully inspected. Any remaining electrical charge must be safely removed because even a partially charged lithium battery can burst into flames if crushed incorrectly. Some batteries are still healthy enough for a second life. While they may no longer have enough power to drive an electric vehicle hundreds of miles, they can still store electricity from solar panels or wind farms for years. This delays recycling while giving the battery additional value. Eventually, though, every battery reaches the recycling stage. Workers dismantle the battery into smaller modules before machines shred everything into tiny pieces. Powerful magnets, separators, and sorting systems remove plastics, aluminum, copper, and steel. What's left behind is something called black mass. This dark gray powder doesn't look impressive, but it's the real treasure. It contains concentrated lithium, nickel, cobalt, and manganese that can be chemically separated into battery-grade materials ready to build entirely new batteries. In other words, yesterday's electric car becomes tomorrow's electric car. China has become the world's biggest force in battery recycling. Experts estimate it controls over 70% of global recycling capacity, with nearly 80% of battery shredding and almost 90% of battery refining. In 2025, China introduced its first national standard for black mass, making it easier to import this valuable battery material while many other countries tightened export rules. But the system isn't perfect. High-value NCM batteries contain expensive metals like nickel and cobalt, making them profitable to recycle. Cheaper LFP batteries, now widely used in electric cars, contain fewer valuable materials, making recycling less rewarding. On top of that, many licensed recycling plants operate at only 20 to 30% of their capacity because unlicensed workshops often buy used batteries first. Plastic creates a completely different challenge. Recycling a plastic bottle is relatively easy, but food packaging is far more complicated. A simple chip bag is made from several layers of plastic, metal, adhesives, and printed coatings that were designed to stay together for years. That's why recyclers are turning to chemical recycling, using advanced processes to break plastics back into their basic chemical building blocks. China once imported nearly half of the world's plastic waste, but everything changed in 2018 with the National Sword Policy. By banning most plastic waste imports, China forced itself to build a stronger domestic recycling system while reshaping recycling programs around the world. Another growing challenge comes from renewable energy itself. Solar panels provide clean electricity for decades, but eventually, they become waste too. A typical panel contains glass, aluminum, copper, silicon cells, protective plastics, and tiny amounts of silver. That silver makes up only a small part of the panel's weight, but more than 60% of its total value. The problem is that everything inside is tightly sealed together to survive decades of rain, snow, heat, and storms. Taking it apart without damaging those valuable materials is incredibly difficult. Recycling usually starts by removing the aluminum frame, cables, and junction box. The glass, which makes up most of the panel, is easy to recover, but extracting the valuable silver requires advanced chemical or thermal processes that remain expensive. And this challenge is only getting bigger. China expects retired solar panels to reach around 1.4 to 1.5 million tons by 2030, with total waste climbing to roughly 20 million tons by 2040, as millions of panels reach the end of their lifespan. Construction waste is an even bigger problem, simply because of its massive volume. Every demolished building leaves behind concrete, bricks, steel, glass, and other materials. Unlike batteries, recycling this waste is relatively simple. Steel is separated with magnets, while concrete and bricks are crushed into recycled materials used for roads and construction. Even so, China generated about 2.6 billion tons of construction waste in 2020, yet only around 12% was recycled. The biggest obstacle isn't technology, it's cost. In many places, dumping waste is still cheaper than recycling it. Old electronics are another hidden treasure. A discarded smartphone may look worthless, but its circuit boards contain valuable metals like gold, silver, copper, and palladium. In fact, 1 ton of circuit boards can contain far more gold than a ton of mined ore. This process, known as urban mining, allows recyclers to recover valuable materials from phones, computers, appliances, and other electronic devices instead of digging them out of the ground. Even old clothes are becoming part of the recycling economy. Blended fabrics made from cotton, polyester, and other fibers are extremely difficult to separate, making textile recycling one of the toughest challenges. Meanwhile, food waste is being turned into biogas through anaerobic digestion, producing renewable energy instead of filling landfills. Shanghai proved how effective proper sorting can be after introducing mandatory waste separation in 2019. Daily food waste collection more than doubled, contamination dropped dramatically, and the city's entire recycling system became far more efficient. Not everything can be recycled, and that's where China's waste-to-energy plants come in. Burning trash isn't recycling because the original materials are gone forever. But instead of sending waste to landfills, these plants generate electricity. By the end of 2024, China had over 1,129 waste-to-energy plants, producing around 145. 3 billion kilowatt-hours of electricity each year, while processing more than 1.1 million tons of waste every day. Today, more than 78% of China's urban household waste is treated this way, while landfills have become far less common. The bigger story is how everything connects. Old batteries become materials for new ones, demolished buildings become roads, electronics become valuable metals, and food waste becomes energy. Waste is no longer just garbage, it's becoming a valuable resource. As products are designed to be easier to recycle in the future, this system will only become more efficient. If you enjoyed this video, hit like, subscribe, and tell us in the comments which recycling technology surprised you the most. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.